If you study historic homes closely, you start noticing something modern houses struggle with: efficiency through restraint. Before we begin, if this kind of grounded history and practical survival knowledge matters to you, subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, like this video, and leave a comment with the era or homestead style you want covered next. Now, let's get straight to the substance. Older homes were built to function first, not to store excess. Pre-industrial and early 20th century homes were designed around daily survival needs. Space was limited because materials, labour and heating were expensive. Every room had a purpose, and unused space was considered wasteful. Fewer rooms meant less heat loss, easier cleaning and faster daily routines. Kitchens were compact because food preparation followed predictable cycles. Bedrooms were small because they were for sleeping, not storage. This forced households to own only what they could maintain, repair and actively use. In practical terms, this meant fewer failure points and less dependency on constant upkeep. Thermal efficiency improved when clutter did not interfere. Older homes relied on passive heating and cooling strategies that only worked when interiors were uncluttered. Thick masonry walls, central hearths, low ceilings and interior shutters depended on clear airflow and radiant heat movement. Excess furniture blocked heat circulation and trapped moisture, which led to rot and mould. When households owned less, heat from fireplaces or stoves reached walls and floors evenly. Today, this can be applied by reducing furniture near exterior walls, keeping radiators unobstructed and prioritizing thermal mass over decorative storage units. Maintenance stayed manageable because systems were simple. With fewer possessions, older homes stayed functional because maintenance demands stayed low. Floors were scrubbed, not hidden under layers of rugs. Furniture was solid wood, repaired instead of replaced. Tools were stored near where they were used, not scattered across rooms. This reduced time spent searching, fixing and reorganizing. For modern preppers, this translates into keeping essential tools visible, stored by function, and tested regularly rather than buried in storage bins that never get opened. Food storage worked because quantity matched capacity. Historic homes stored food according to seasonal limits. Root cellars, pantries and smokehouses were sized to what a household could realistically preserve and consume before spoilage. This prevented overstocking and waste. The result was a rotating supply that stayed fresh. Applying this today means matching stored food to actual rotation habits, storing less but cycling more often, and, keeping preservation methods simple enough to manage during power loss. Security improved when homes stayed predictable and orderly. Older homes were easier to secure because there were fewer access points and less interior clutter to conceal intruders. Furniture placement allowed clear sight lines. Doors and windows were solid, repairable, and familiar to everyone in the household. In a modern context, simplifying layouts, reducing unused rooms, and keeping clear interior pathways improves situational awareness and response time during emergencies. Less stuff supported resilience, not minimalism. This was never about aesthetics. It was about survival efficiency. Fewer possessions meant faster evacuation, easier repairs, lower resource consumption, and better adaptation during shortages. Households could shift functions quickly because space was flexible and uncluttered. If this perspective adds value to how you think about historic living and modern preparedness, go ahead and subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles. Share this with someone who studies real-world resilience, and leave a comment to keep the discussion grounded and useful.